Hey guys, we got some more information about the mysterious Eridian weapon in Borderlands 3, and a very cool theory about the origin of the gun itself. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at HayderHype, and let's get right into it. So what do we already know about the gun? Well, we've speculated for a while that this gun would be an Eridian weapon, which ended up being confirmed when the Promethea teaser trailer was released and showed off what the new Eridian symbol is. And when we first went to cover the gun, we also assumed that it would require Eridium to fire. We know the role of Eridium has changed slightly in this game compared to Borderlands 2, and the developers gave this cryptic answer when asked if the gun could be fired indefinitely from an IGN interview.
Cool, and then next up there's a gun that shoots loot. The shloot.
It's
Shooter.
Yes. This is the biggest one we want to talk about. Like, it's a gun that shoots loot. I hate to say it, but we're a literal loot shooter.
Yes.
I'm assuming that was in your guys' brains when you were making this gun. It's like, hey, we're a looter shooter. Why don't we have a gun that shoots loot?
Yes.
So can you tell us more about how this gun will function? Is it a gun that'll do damage, or is it like a timed thing, or one-time use only, or what's going on here?
This is a gun that shoots guns.
Does it shoot infinite guns?
It does. If you had infinite resources to shoot, then maybe.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it does take some kind of resource to shoot.
What's the manufacturer?
Yes.
Can it shoot legendaries?
Yes.
Now, so that was all stuff that we've already talked about, but in a newly released video from IGN, from their month-long coverage of Borderlands 3, they show off this weapon again as one of the top 5 craziest weapons in-game.
Look, there isn't a lot to say here. Gearbox is giving us a gun that shoots guns.
And we finally get the name of the weapon itself, and it's called the GUNGUN, but one word, which sounds about right. I think it hits the nail right on the head with what the gun is, and you know what you're getting when you pick this up or when you see people with it. So we get a shot of the weapon itself, but instead of firing out weapons continuously like what we saw in the original gameplay, now we see the weapon can be charged up and will fire a burst of weapons. Since we can't see the ammo count or any more information, it's hard to say if this is just an alternate firing mode, if there's an option to fire single weapons if you don't have enough resources, or burst out weapons if you are going for a certain weapon, or just bulk. You're just trying to use up the resource and throw out as many weapons as you can. I think it would be interesting too if you are able to charge the weapon. The longer you charge the weapon causes you to consume more resources, but you would have a higher chance to shoot higher quality loot. I think that'd really add into wanting to save it up rather than just bulk spend your resources to get a bunch of green and blue weapons. There's also this really fun theory going around that the weapon is actually made from some surviving pieces of the warrior. The warrior, if you don't remember, was the vault monster in Borderlands 2, and once I heard that theory, I can really understand where they're coming from. The weapon design itself is gray textured material with cracks that look like lava is pouring out of, and inside the barrel of the weapon itself, it's red and looks very similar to lava. So it looks like there's lava on the inside, and the lava's cracking out of this gray material and coming on the outside. Now if we take a look at the warrior and what it looked like, well, it's a gray monster that's textured on the outside with lava cracks on its body. There was a weak point on its stomach. When you fired at it enough, it would reveal the inside of the monster itself was lava. And what happened when we killed the warrior? Loot shot out of his body. So it really does connect, and it makes me look at this weapon with a new appreciation if it really is connected to the warrior. I think that'd be a great way to tie it with past games, and I really hope it's not just a coincidence that this just happened to be the case, and that this was really the weapons team over at Gearbox putting in a lot of thought and making sure that this weapon was connected to the warrior, and once players see that, it starts to tie together, and I wouldn't be surprised if the red text alludes to this fact. But that also got me thinking, if this gun is a piece of the warrior, how did an Eridian make it, and why is there an Eridian symbol on it? Which I've been thinking about a lot, trying to think of a way we can rationalize this and how this would make sense. The only thing I could really come up with is I'm thinking maybe it could be made by the Watcher. It's the only real Eridian we have seen up to this point, which definitely means the Watcher could turn what was once a vault monster probably into a weapon. They're way more advanced than the characters in Borderlands, they know more, and should definitely be able to turn a monster into a weapon. It's not the craziest thing that's happened in this series. Obviously, though, this is all just speculation on one weapon in Borderlands 3, and the fact that we can talk about it for so long, speculate on what it could be, I just can't wait to see what else Gearbox has in store for fans of the series, and what other secrets there might be with weapons or with other gear in-game. That's where I'm going to end this video, though. Make sure to like and share, subscribe for daily Borderlands news, and I will see you guys in the next one.